Not J Dub saying I got some time. Not J Dub saying I got some time. What up, Shanice? I hope y'all can hear me. Okay, I think y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Hell. I got 75 mics here that don't work. I got a mic here that don't work. I got a mic here that anyway, raggedy ass mic. Anyway, this supposed to be a good one. Let's get into it. Hey y'all. Welcome back to my channel. I said, hey, welcome back to my channel. Hey y'all, I'm Jazmyn W. I know y'all are thinking, Jazmyn, why are we going live at noon? Baby, listen, okay? I gotta make my schedule work for me, okay? I gotta make my schedule work for me, okay? Shout out to Shanice, Remy Baker, Dania Benacourt, Cage Kid, Jazmyn King. I appreciate y'all for being here. And everybody else that's joining too. But I really appreciate those people being first and like on time and waiting. J Dub, I appreciate y'all. Listen, y'all know I like to jump right into it. But first, I know it's 3 p.m., but this is my lunchtime. I'm on this. I hope y'all took a late lunch in New York and on the East Coast or whatever. So anyway, y'all know I like to jump right into it, but first I must let you know I have a podcast called Jazmyn Gives Bad Advice. For the people here on my YouTube or who watch my YouTube, I'm going to be moving my podcast to YouTube to where it's a visual podcast. So I'm like, why Black people don't listen to podcasts, honey? Anyway, I'm gonna move it to my YouTube. It's gonna be really fun to do on camera, so I'm really excited about it actually. And also y'all know I love to shout out a Black business. Last time I shouted out these greeting cards. I don't have it in front of me right now, but go back and watch my bachelor video to see the greeting cards. I think it's You Go Girl greeting. You Go Girl greeting cards. You can reach out to them or you can check them out at shopyougogirl.com. It's greeting cards for people who are Black. Okay. Anyway, we're here to talk about Married at First Sight. The episode was hella boring. Okay. The episode was hella boring. All right. Let me just say that. And let me just say this. Okay. It was really boring. But I was laughing. Okay. Thank you, Dania. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay. Anyway, on my channel, we like to start with the what? Y'all already know which couple we gonna start. Who do y'all think is the most boring this week? That's what I want to know. Who do y'all think was the most boring this week? I got my couple right here, all of them. The Asian couple. Yeah. Not I forgot what happened in the episode. It was yesterday, Shanice. Y'all, let me tell y'all, after the episode, honey, I went to sleep. Me and my child went to sleep, honey. I said I was gonna do my video. I was like, no, I'm gonna go live because I'm tired as hell. But anyway, it's y'all right, it's Bindi. It's Bindi, Ben and Mindy. Okay. I know her name is not Mindy. For all the new people here watching my live, we know her name is not Mindy. Just sit here for a while. You'll get it. Okay. The girls that get it. Okay. Bindi was the most boring, is what I wrote down. I have the fewest amount of notes on them, like not even a full page. Anyway, Ben tripped me out. First of all, does anybody else think that Ben is kind of cute? I'm like, he's kind of adorable. I'm sorry. Like he's actually showing that he's kind of a caring person. But this man said, listen, we're not gonna do laundry. We do laundry in the morning. Okay. He said, listen, honey, I don't know if y'all ever dated a first generation immigrant before, honey, but this is typical behavior from a first generation man, honey. I don't care if he Asian, I don't care if he African, I don't care if he Hispanic child. If you date somebody who parents ain't from here, they gonna have some rules on how to be cheap, honey. Let me tell you that. Okay. Honey, this man said, listen, we wash clothes before 7 a.m. Okay, yeah. We don't turn on no lights in the house till after 4 p.m. Yeah. Okay. We don't play around with no electricity, honey. He say Light a candle. Light a candle. If you need light, take a nap. Okay? Because by the time you take a nap and wake up, it'll be time to use the electricity then. Because we're not turning on no lights. And you know what? I don't blame them. I don't blame them. He got to set her up a clothesline. Listen, okay. He said, I bet you, Shanice, he do make love in the dark, honey, because he is not turning on no lights. All right. He said, I can feel everything I need to feel. I don't need to see you because that's how long is this gonna be on? Okay. I said, being is tripping. I'm sorry. I don't know. Growing up with a black mama, my mama, she don't wash clothes until the sun go down or the sunrise. She get gas in the evening. I was like, Mama, you can't even talk because you don't get gas until after 7 p.m. and you don't wash clothes till after 8. But listen, I'm at the point in my life, I'm privileged. I wash clothes in the middle of the day. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't have time to be up washing clothes at night because I'll go to sleep, forget they be in the washer all night. I have to wash clothes during the day. Okay. Anyway, Pastor Cal came to Bindi, and Mindy straight up threw Ben under the bus, even though Pastor Cal I already knew, I guess. Yeah, or he already knew. He said Justin, he went and she said Ben went and told Justin that I wasn't a nurse because I'm a registered nurse. I have my associates. I told him I have one more class to get my bachelor's. And he went and told Justin that I wasn't a nurse and that I lied to him. First of all, I wrote down Mindy is not going to let us forget that she's a nurse. She came in her uniform. I'm like, you could have changed clothes. We get it. We get it. We get it. The people who subscribe to my channel who told me the rules of being a nurse, thank you. Thank you. Babe, we get it. You didn't have to come in your scrubs. You did not have to show up in the couch on your scrubs. Take your outside clothes off. And you've been at the hospital with COVID, and you've been at the hospital with monkeypox and coochie pox and everything else, and you came back and sat in the living room with your clothes on. I need you to go take that off. We believe you. We believe you. Okay. I'm like, baby, you didn't have to show up on camera. It is okay. Anyway, I didn't even know that you could be a nurse with an associate's degree. I'm like, do a chick need to go back and get her nursing degree? Do I need to go back to school real quick? Because it's just a little associates, honey. I can knock that out real quick. Do I need a little nursing side hustle? I'll nurse about 16 hours a week. I'll do 24 hours. I'll do 1 or 2 shifts. I'll pick up. You know, we all should be nurses at this point. Hell, if I could stand to see a little blood and piss and dookie, I would go back to being a nurse. But I don't like blood and all of that. My daddy wanted me to be a nurse so bad. But anyway, Mindy said that she does not trust her father, and she started to cry about it. I understand, he let her down 100 million times, so I don't like needles either. Loving me, Calhoun. I can't do bodily fluids either. But she said her and her dad don't have a good relationship. She's talked a lot about it. Mindy strikes me as the type of person who says, I don't care about my dad. Screw my dad. I don't care about my dad. Screw him. I don't care if he's alive or dead. I don't care if he lives or dies. F him. I don't need him. Girl, you care. Okay, you need to go to therapy. You care. Obviously, you care. It's okay to my lash. Whenever I cry, it's okay to care about people who weren't there for you. That's a very normal feeling to have. To care about your daddy and the fact that he wasn't there for you, he let you down. You don't have to act tough. Because we see you bawling about it. It's okay to be sad about it. Like that's very normal. Okay. Anyway, I wrote down, if you're gonna forgive, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Okay. When I forgive somebody for something, I'm not bringing it up no more. Don't tell me that you didn't forgave me or we're gonna move forward and then you bring it up every time we get into an argument. No, you ain't forgave me then. Okay. If there's things I haven't forgiven you for, I'm just gonna say, that's still sitting with me. Yeah. Yeah. That means I might bring it up every now and then. When I lay down at night and I think about it and I get mad, when I wake up, that's why I'm mad, because it's still sitting with me in my spirit and I ain't really over it. But if I forgave you for something, I'm over it, babe. Let's move on. Let's move on, babes. Like, why are we still talking about it? Anyway, Tiffany said Ben said he wanted a Blasian. Ben does strike me as the type of Asian dude who would go ahead and date a black woman. He does. Cause some non-black dudes be acting like they're gonna date a black woman and then they never would because their family would never accept it. It's not because they don't find us attractive. It's not because they're not interested. It's because of what other people would think. And I blame that on white supremacy. But anyway, they talked about snuggling. Josie said Ben seems corny. Let me just stop. Let me just stop right for a second, Josie. Y'all think everybody corny. I'll tell you who's corny, Justin. But I want to really challenge black women to stop saying that everything and everybody is corny. What y'all want somebody who's shooting niggas, or do y'all want somebody who is smiling and giggling in your face? What do you want? Okay, stop saying everybody corny. Y'all said Russell Williams was corny. Y'all said everybody was corny. Y'all said Stedman was corny. I'm like, Justin is actually corny, and we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get into why. Okay, but Ben, he's just a nice regular guy. Who is Russell Williams? I don't know. Y'all know who I'm talking about. What's his name? Not Russell Williams. Oh my goodness. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Okay? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Yeah, Sierra husband. Anyway. Right. Cage Kid. They knew exactly who I'm talking about. Anyway. I love me a corny man, honey. I don't want no fly guy loving everybody. I need a shy guy. That's what I like, honey. I don't want. I didn't already told y'all. Who wants a man dancing in the middle of the party? I don't like that. I want somebody sitting in the corner. That's what I'm like. Who is the silent one? Anyway, um, they talked about snuggling. Pastor Cal talked about snuggling. Can I just say this video should have at least 90 likes? Can we like this video? Because there's 185 people on here, and at least 160 of y'all some haters. Because y'all need to go ahead and like this video. Like Safari, exactly. Dancing in the middle of the park. No. Anyway, so they talked about snuggling. Let me get back to it because y'all be distracting me. They talked about snuggling, and I wrote down a lot of people said, I saw people on Twitter and stuff saying that Ben doesn't know how to give affection. He was too rough. Even Pastor Cal just said, don't slap her on the back. I didn't think he was too rough. I actually saw Ben reaching over to give Morgan affection, and she went like this. She was like, I'm like, she's not open to receiving affection right now. Not my daddy. I don't. Why is my mama on here saying your daddy dance in the middle and in the corner of the party? I don't like somebody like my daddy. That's your husband. Let me just say this. That's your husband. Okay. That's why I don't like no man dancing in the middle of the party. My daddy will definitely he will do the splits in the middle of a party. And I say, you know what? How embarrassing. How embarrassing. That's your husband. Okay. Anyways, um, Cage Kid, I agree with you. They say, why is Morgan even doing the experiment? She has trauma she needs to work on. She does. I felt like when Binh touched Morgan, she was like not open to receiving affection from him. Cause I don't know about you, honey. If your man is as fine as you think he is, then when he touch you, you're gonna be like, you're not gonna be like, girl, is his hands cold or what? Please let me know. Anyway, I wrote down Morgan needs to step into her divine feminine energy. Baby, you got it, girl. You're that girl. Beyonce told you. Just loosen up. You already, it looks like y'all already have like been physical and you already think he's attractive. So it's not that. It's just she's holding on to like something. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. She's just like holding on to something. Oh, Dania says she'd rather be a gamer. No, I just don't know what it is. I think she got turned off by that one thing that he did, and she's like holding it against him now. Like, that's what it is. She's holding a grudge over something that was to me so small. He doesn't even know you, and he went to Justin and said that you lied about being a nurse. So what? I would have said, baby, check the receipts. And then once I proved that I am a nurse and explained it to him, because he doesn't know how it works, I would have been over it. I would have said, let's move on. Yeah, saintly iconic soul. She does have some insecurities about that nursing degree or something. It's really weird. Anyway, that was all the notes I had. I wrote down the last thing I wrote down, she had on her nurse's uniform. But yeah, I just she's not good at getting over things. She holds a lot of grudges, in my opinion. Yeah, she keeps making him relive a mistake. Honestly, C Flakes, it was the smallest mistake, in my opinion. He doesn't know you, and he went to his friend and said you was lying about that degree because he doesn't know how it works. His bad, and he's apologized for it. He said that he wants to make up for it with his actions. He really seems sincere about his apology. He learned a lesson that day, but you got to let him make it up to you. So anyway, let's move on to the next boring couple. Let's do Lindy and Miguel. Josie getting into the deep. Josie says she doesn't want a man to hurt her like her daddy hurt her. Let's get into Lindy and Miguel. So, I wrote down they're boring. Boring as hell. Lindy told Miguel that there's no need to talk about decision day every day, and I agree. Like, I started to agree with Miguel more as the episode went on. But I did agree with Lindy in the beginning, saying there's no reason to talk about decision day every day. Why are we bringing it up every day? And I think it's because Miguel is really using this as an experiment. He's looking for something wrong with Lindy, and he wants to set expectations with her. He doesn't want to break her heart. He doesn't want to give her. He doesn't want her to have any surprises. So he keeps bringing up decision day as a like. Let me just let you know. Let me just let you know that we might not be together forever. MK said, "Wait, Jazz, what do you think about Binh and Bao from last season as a better match? I think Bao need to be by herself. Yeah, I wouldn't match Bao up with nobody. No, she needs to be by herself because I think she had a good match in the guy that she was matched up with. I forgot his name already. He was a good catch, in my opinion. He didn't want no job, but that could have worked. That could work for some people. Johnny. Bao need to be by herself, in my opinion. Bao is not gonna let a man tell her when she can and cannot wash clothes. So that's my point of view. Oh, I mean Noi. Oh yeah. Who is Bao? Y'all know what I be talking about. Anyway, Noi. Who is Bao? Bao was with Johnny. Hell, I can't. Don't ask me about last season. Don't ask me about last season because I can't remember. No, y'all, I can't remember the names on this season. I cannot remember the names on this season. Anyway, child, my head hurt, honey. Anyway, we're back to Lindy and Miguel. I don't even remember what Bao looked like. Oh yeah, Bao. I remember Bao and Johnny, and then Noi and Steve. Okay, I remember now. I'm glad we've had Asian couples on here 3 seasons in a row. Wow. That's great. Now we just need an Indian couple. We don't even do we even need white couples anymore? We need a black couple, an Indian couple, an Asian couple, and a Hispanic couple, honey. Wouldn't that be something? All the white people would be mad as hell. Anyway. Anyway. Let me get back on track. Miguel keeps bacon grease in his fridge. I didn't have a problem with that. I'm like, honey, when you use seasonings and flavors to cook with your food, you're gonna have some bacon grease or some chicken grease or some fish grease somewhere around the house. Ask my mama, she keep a fish grease on deck. On deck, honey. There's always some fish grease around. Nikki, you're right. We need a queer couple on here too. They would really trip. Middle America would really trip then. But anyway, Miguel took Lindy to his bedroom to show her his Dungeons and Dragons books. Let me just tell y'all what I think about this. I still personally think that Miguel and this whole Dungeons and Dragons thing is he's making it seem like he likes Dungeons and Dragons more than he actually does. Because people who really, really like Dungeons and Dragons, they literally play all day. They play all the time. They have more than a few books with the Dungeons and Dragons rules. They have Dungeons and Dragons shit all over. Like if he was really like a Dungeons and Dragons geek, he would be Dungeons and Dragon out. He would have a gaming chair. Did y'all see a gaming chair in his house? I don't remember seeing that. Where is his setup? I just feel like there's something about that that's just really not that authentic to me. They in the woods LARPing. Like I just feel like it's just not that authentic. Yeah, he only had his work set up. Where's his gaming setup? I feel like he's doing it so that he can become so different. Did you hear what he said? He was like, she really accepts me for who I am. I don't feel like I have to hide any of these things about myself. I feel like that is exactly when a black man is a nerd. It was giving me black man nerd, black women don't like me energy. I feel like Miguel is saying, "Oh, growing up, none of the women like in my circle accepted me. Like all the women in my family made fun of me for being different, for being smart, for being a nerd. And finally, I have a woman who accepts me for who I am." That's not a thing. People made fun of you as a kid because kids make fun of each other. Like everybody gets made fun of for the most part, except for like the really cool rich people. Like we all have those stories about being made fun of. So women accept men for lots of things, actually. Like often too much. I wrote down Lindy's accepting him very easily. You know what I mean? And I thought it was ironic because I wrote down women are so very quick to accept men for who they are, and men oftentimes have a lot of standards and rules in order for them to accept women. I don't mean to get Dr. Jazz on y'all, but think about it. If you ask men, they would say, "Oh, women want somebody who's going to do this and this and this." We just really want basic things. We want somebody who's going to be honest and not cheat and help pay bills or even pay most of them because we do a lot of work. Um, like, and men like Lindy's accepting Miguel for everything he's bringing to the table, every single thing, and he's waiting on her to show him that she's spectacular before he can make a decision on decision day. And she's like, "No, I'm accepting you. I'm accepting you for everything you bring." And he's like, "Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're going to see." I'm like, "Okay. Anyway, that was just my perception. I just felt like I felt like the Dungeons and Dragons things was over. It's being played up more than he actually likes the game because he's trying to play into this whole weird quirky thing. So that he can talk about how he's not really accepted and she's accepting him, and it's just a weird thing that he's doing around this. Just yeah, you like gaming. So do a lot of guys. A lot of women that I know don't even have a problem with that. I'm married to a gamer. I've never had an issue with it. Like nerds are cute. I don't understand what you're doing here. Like anyway, I had even heard a couple people in the chat say nerds are cute. I like nerds. Yeah, it's giving insecure. It's giving insecure. Leave ignore Pup Ann on the chat. Anyway, then he came out in his bear costume, and I wrote down, I bet Miguel has had sex in that costume. And then Lindy suggested with her comment that they should have sex in it. And I thought that, thank you, Gaston. Hey, Gaston. I thought that was, what does this costume smell like? Lindy was like, let's save that for later. Just kidding. And Miguel was like, exactly. You mean to tell me you want him to put on bare shoulders? Why? Why? I know that costume is musty. He has never sent that to the cleaners or washed it or anything. Let it air out, nothing. I know it's musty. It looked musty. It looked ratted on the shoulders. You want him to put on bare shoulders. This is what I'm saying. He brought out a musty costume and she was into it. And he's like, with his bear costume on, he's like, "You into it?" And she's like, "Yeah, I don't want to talk about decision day." He's like, "But wait. I might not like you." I would have said, "You might not like me?" You saying you might not like me. And you're dressed like a grizzly. Dookie. It smells like dookie, I'm sure. Anyway, I wrote down Miguel got Lindy flowers. That was cute. That was the first out of all the men. This was the first flower moment we've seen since they got back to the house. Um, and Lindy said Miguel has turned her into a loving person. Miguel has turned me into a loving person. Girl, you've been nice. What are you talking about? You was ready for love. You was ready to love anybody. He came out in a bear suit. Miguel has really not done anything supersonic special. And Miguel ain't no alien superstar. Okay. He has not done anything spectacular. He brought you flowers this week. That was really sweet. What has he done to just melt you? Anyway, let's move on, honey. We got to move on to the next couple. We got to move on to the next couple. Let's move on to, should we do Mitch and Krysten or should we do Justin and Alexis? Let's do Mitch and Krysten. Okay, Cheesy Smith. Mitch and Krysten. I wrote down Mitch has changed his entire I'm laughing at AH. Mitch has changed his entire tune, honey. Now he like kisses on the cheek. I wrote down Mitch was just sex deprived. I told my mama, I'm sorry, mama, I hate to say this, but since Mitch and Krysten have been getting busy, he changed his tune. How annoying. He's a new man. He's a new man now. Okay. He went surfing on the beach, got busy, and now he happy. Child, anyway, I wrote down Mitch don't like her. He likes sex, and he likes getting it regularly. I still don't think he likes her. On the after party, Krysten said it was 2 pumps. We know it was. We know it was. Nobody looks at Mitch and thinks, wow, he's got stamina. Mitch is built up like a hot dog weenie. His whole body looked like a finger. Nobody's looking at him and thinking that he's gonna about to put it down like The Rock. Thank you, Keisha. Mitch was giving dust ball. Like Mitch is built up like a Vienna sausage. Anyway, Mitch said he's really, 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 really happy. Mitch has not been this happy since we saw him on the show, period. He's not been this elated about anything. Now he's so happy, excited. Weird. I'm like, dude. Oh no, I'm sorry. Krysten or Kirsten said she's really, 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 really happy. I said, you're happy with this? You're happy with a man who met you, who got married to you with a Band-Aid on his head, who told you on the second day of y'all dating he wasn't attracted to you. He told you that he thought your mama was his wife. He left you for most of the honeymoon went surfing out in the ocean. You couldn't even communicate with him. He's out in the water, honey. He gave you 2 pumps in the bedroom like hand lotion, honey. Pump, pump. And his house dirty and his feet dirty. And he complains about everything, basically, when it comes to the environment, because the whole environment is screwed up. This is what you happy with? Right. Reed Kicker said the bar is in hell. And you make what? How much? 2 or 3 times more than him? Desperado. With a whole lot of rado. Like, baby, it's giving extreme thirst. It's giving desperation. Child, I wrote down Krysten is delusional. I wrote down she has no complaints about Mitch and says that this is the happiest she's ever been. Who did you date before? Serial killers? Who did you date before? Married men? Why is this the happiest you ever been? Drug lords treat you better than this, Shanice. At least drug lords be balling a little bit. At least they got a little power. Child. I wrote down when it comes to the coupons. Hold on, let me go back. When they went to each other's apartments, my daddy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I missed the little dirty stove moment. I was folding clothes. I was looking down at a towel or something. My daddy called me and said, "How dare he get on TV with his stove that dirty?" And I didn't even see the stove. I said, "What happened?" He said the stove was dirty as hell. My one thing my daddy hate, honey, is a dirty stove. He said the stove was disgusting. I said I missed it. He said, and my daddy said, "How the hell you supposed to be taking notes over a show and you missed that?" My daddy was mad as hell. He said that's ridiculous. He stole his bacon grease on the stove. Oh my gosh. You know what? Let me Google this. I'm sorry. I have to see this now. Y'all got me curious. Mitch stove, married at first sight. Let's see if I could just have a picture that come up. Oh, oh, I see it. Yeah, it's dirty. I was expecting it to be a little bit worse than that based on y'all's comments, but yeah, it was bad. I dropped my pen. His shower was brown. Oh my goodness, gross. Gross. Okay, anyway, I want to say something, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Let me just go ahead and say it. I feel like due to white supremacy, um, due to white supremacy, I feel like that black people, I learned as a teenager that people who subscribe to white supremacy made it seem like black people were dirty, or that we weren't clean. Like if you think about desegregation and segregation in general, it's like, oh, we can't be, people don't want to touch black people. Like that was the way we were made to seem like we're just we're dirty. But as time goes on, based on history, that that's not true. Native Americans taught colonizers how to properly bathe. Africans taught colonizers how to properly bathe and wash themselves and prevent disease and brush their teeth and stuff like that. Um and it just keeps revealing. It keeps revealing itself. History is going to continue to show us that those stereotypes were just simply not true. And I think that's just the most political way that I can say that. Anyway, um Kristen pulled out some dating cards, some coupons. Coupons. And I've gotten my spouse coupons before. I think it's very cute. To me, it seems like she's using the coupons to keep him interested in sex. Thank you, Tanisha. You right. Or no, not Tanisha. Sorry. Read Kicker. I see your comment. Coochie coupons. Exactly, Kimisha. This is a yes day where I say yes to everything. Okay, girl. we're gonna take a bath together tonight. This is a fellatio coupon. It's like, okay, girl. We know that's how girl, you're not gonna keep them too long with that. To be honest, every man is gonna get tired of the coochie coupons after a while. You gotta keep him with your personality. He's gotta like being around you. You gotta be friends. He's gotta like you. Cause after 12 months of the coochie coupons, he gonna be like, all right, I use the coupons every day. And you throwing away, you're not even recycling properly. You're out of here. Okay. Right. The faux Londoner. After seeing his dirty house, the dirty house didn't seem to bother her at all. Isn't that weird? Goes back to what I was saying earlier. Do you see the high standards that the men have for the women and how the women are just accepting anything? No. No. It's giving desperate again. Child, anyway. Um Miguel, oh wait. I wrote down the wrong note. The wrong notes. Oh, I wrote down Lindy is getting on Miguel's nerves. And all I hear Lindy saying is that she doesn't want to be she wants to be surprised on decision day because she doesn't want to hear Miguel talk about decision day. Those I wrote my notes on the wrong page. Anyway, back to Mitch and Krysten. He said that he hates pressure. I wrote down all men hate pressure. I just want to let y'all know that every man hates being pressured into doing anything. My daddy hate being pressured to take out the trash and cut the grass. My mom would be like, the grass need cutting. And he'd be like, I'm not doing it today. Nobody said you had to do it today. Nobody said you had to do it right now, even though my mama be wanting him to do it right then. Okay. When my mama say the grass is getting kind of high, she ready for you to pick up the lawnmower. Okay. And my daddy be like, I'm not today, it ain't getting cut. Nobody said you had to do it right now, daddy. Your mama said it need to get cut today. I'm not about to jump up right now and cut no grass. Okay, we get it. We get it. No, you ain't have to do it today. You could do it by the end of the week. I ain't doing it by the end of the week either. Men don't like being pressured to do nothing. Men don't like to be pressured to do nothing, honey. Nothing. 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 Anyway. Gas has said, yeah, don't tell me to do it. I'm not going to do it. Let me tell you. Child, don't let me. I was with my husband 5 years. I said, so what are we going to do? I want to be with you. Calm down. I'm like, hey, time to make some moves, my brother. Anyway, we found out that Krysten makes 2 times. I wrote it down here. 2 times what Mitch makes. And she said, what did I say, Pastor Cal? What did I say? What did I say? I said I wanted someone who was passionate about what they're doing. I wanted someone who's passionate. He doesn't have to make money. I will make the money. He doesn't have to clean. He doesn't have to make money. He doesn't have to like me. Okay. All he has to do is recycle. That's what he likes. All he has to do is recycle, and I will be happy. to bathe with him and watch the dirt gather on the sides of the tubs and receive 2 pumps as long as we're married. I will accept anything. I will do it, girl. So you mean to tell me he married you with a Band-Aid on his head? He thought your mama was the bride and was interested, curious. Okay? He told you that he was ready for you to put on jeans at the wedding, sweats. He asked you if you was going to take your makeup off. He told you he didn't like you. He wasn't attracted to you. Then he got drunk and made a move on you, pounced on you like a damn tiger. Then you guys went on the honeymoon. He spent the whole honeymoon surfing in the water, away from your ass. Then he gave you 2 pumps, changed his tune. You make twice as much money as him. He got bacon grease and mildew all over his house. It's nasty. And you happy. Girl, let's move on. Let's move on to Justin and Alexis. He wears an ugly vest, lyrics mom. Let's move on to Justin and Alexis. Yeah, throw that man away, Shani. I'm sorry. Shanice, you right. Anyway, Justin and Alexis. I wrote down, after the honeymoon, Justin looked tired as hell. He looked worn out. They both did, actually. Do y'all see that Justin was setting up the scene when it came to the dogs the entire episode and even at the end of the last episode? Well, I'm excited to move in, but I hope our dogs get along. Well, I'm excited to move in with Alexis, but I just want the dogs to be okay. Exactly, Ash P. He knew his dog was about to act the fool. Well, you know what? I'm excited about moving in, but I really want to make sure the dogs are good. I have a dog who doesn't like other dogs. Okay? I speak from experience. I always take my dog. I leave my dog on the leash no matter where we go. When I'm walking my dog and people approach, I say, my dog is not friendly. I cross the street with my dog. I never give an opportunity for my dog to get aggressive with another dog. And I have a small, like a Maltese. My dog does not like other dogs. I do not allow my dog the opportunity to interact with other people's dogs. This is how I knew that Justin knew his dog was going to act a fool. And you know what? It's just Justin's dog. He just doesn't like other dogs. He's very protective of Justin. That's all it is with his dog. His dog's actually not that bad. It's just a very protective dog. He's protecting Justin is what it is. The dog's very attached. My dog all bark is what my mama said. Anyway, Justin, if you notice a few things that lets me know Justin wasn't honest. He wasn't honest about the dog. Because he kept talking about the dog and he was concerned initially about the dog's ability to warm up to her dogs. He kept the dog on a leash when they got in the house. That's how you knew Justin knew that the dog was going to get aggressive with the other dog. Because Justin kept him on a leash. If you notice, when Justin's dog bit her dog, the dog was still on the leash. Because Justin, he didn't walk into the house and unhook the dog and let the dog run around and they got bit. Justin had the dog on a leash the entire time. He was walking around with the dog. Now, I read people on Twitter on the leaf. Did I say leaf? I read people on Twitter saying that, oh, You should not have brought the dog over in the house. They should have introduced the dogs to each other in a neutral space outside. That wouldn't have worked. I have a dog who acts like Justin's dog in front of other dogs, not people, just other dogs. It doesn't matter if they met in the park. It doesn't matter if they met in Walmart. That dog was going to not like the other dog because it's very protective of Justin. In fact, I personally believe, I'm not a dog whisperer, but I believe that bringing the dog over to a neutral space where her dog was there first, I felt like that was the best scenario because it brought Justin's dog into her dog's space. So his dog should have acted accordingly. I brought my dog. I have a friend. My friend Travis has 2 dogs. I brought my dog over to his dog's house before. My dog knew that this is his house. So my dog was not aggressive with his dog. So maybe he was thinking, maybe his dog was going to be not going to be aggressive because that apartment was a neutral space. Anyway, at the end of the day, Justin, by keeping his dog on a leash, in my opinion, did what he could to protect her dog. But at the end of the day, I really wish Justin would have just gave his dog to his brother and said, "Hey, can you just keep the dog, bruh?" You know, Lyric's mom said Justin's dog has gotten kicked out of 3 neighborhoods already. Lyric's mom, that's Justin's problem because if his dog is getting kicked out of neighborhoods, he should have a muzzle on his dog by now. The faux Londoner, I'm my dog's only owner. Justin said he had his dog since he was 5 weeks old. I've had my dog since he was about 4 or 5 weeks old too. He's never had another owner than me. He's just always been like that. But anyway, if I'm going to take my dog to a park or something like that, my dog wears a muzzle. But really, I don't take my dogs to off leash parks. I keep my dog on a leash. And some dogs are just honestly like that. Nikki said Justin was smiling when his dog bit Mr. Newton. I don't think that Justin was smiling. It might have been a nervous smile. He probably, to me, my dog has never bitten anybody. My dog has never bitten another dog. That's a story for another day. But what I will say is, if I had to imagine that my dog bit another dog, I would have reacted the same way as Justin. It's so disappointing. It's so sad. And there's nothing you could do. It's already happened. Like, oh my gosh. It's just, I understand. I understand how Justin felt, is all I'm saying. But I feel like Justin could have done more beforehand because he knew his dog was going to do that. That's all I'm saying. I felt like Justin already knew. I don't like when she asked what happened. Justin was nonchalant and said nothing. Oh my God. I didn't see that part. Oh my God. I don't think Alexis was overreacting. Her dog was bleeding. Her dog could have lost his eye. Her dog could have lost their eyesight. I don't think Alexis was overreacting. Her dog had effing blood on it. I didn't hear Justin say nothing happened. The dog's eye was eaten. It's not funny. Oh my, I didn't know Justin lied though. I'm sorry. That's not funny. I didn't know Justin lied. But you know what? I do think that Justin's crying was some bullshit. Justin's crying was some bullshit. K-Woo Designs, Justin lied to her about his dog though. She didn't think that her dog was going to get bit. But Justin panicked. I'm sorry. Y'all are cracking me up. His crying Sarah B, it was manipulative. It was. Cause as soon as he's like, I would have said, your ass ain't gonna be crying right now. Your ass ain't gonna be crying. You're not a kid. You should have been upfront and honest about the fact that your dog is that aggressive. And then I would have kept my dog in my arms. I would have done something. We would have figured out something, and my dog wouldn't have gotten bit. just just the dog said, "Watch this." After Justin's dog bit the other dog, he started singing Usher. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Justin's dog said, "Hotline, big stage, 50,000 fans screaming in a room." I'm sorry. Hold on. I wrote down why Justin's dog went to the penitentiary. Justin's dog went to jail. If you don't listen to my podcast, you need to be listening to my podcast because Justin's dog went to jail. Okay, JEWL, jail. I'm like, why? Why they have to close the gate on his dog like that? Doom. I said, damn, bitch. He went to jail. I thought when he went to go get training, he was gonna be at a nice indoor facility. A white woman was gonna come out and say, "Hi, sweetie. Oh, I'm here to train you." No, the dog went to a farm, honey. The dog went from watch this to damn. The dog is gonna come out with a Confessions 3 album in a minute after this experience. Hell. I wrote down Justin. Thank you, Lily Flower. Thank you, Lily. She said she cracking up. I wrote down Justin, your ass cannot cry your way out of this shit. Okay? You can. Keisha said cold blooded. Anyway, Justin's gonna started crying. No, Justin, take accountability. Be an adult. Take accountability. You cannot cry your way out of this like a child. Take accountability. Take accountability. Take accountability. This man gonna he gonna come out with a teardrop tattoo. Ah, like Justin was crying over the fact that her dog was bleeding. I'm like, babe, you just lied. You lied. And then you try to cry to like make up for it. Anyway, let's move on, y'all. This is just too funny. Justin started crying and I muted the TV. Anyway, let's just move on. Let's move on to the last couple. I know y'all only got an hour lunch break, honey. Y'all gonna have to get back on. Y'all gonna have to get back on. What's the chat thing called? I forgot what it's called. Y'all better get logged back into your work chat. Let's move on to the light skinned duo. Teams or what's it start with an S? I forgot. Snap, not snap, but I forget. I forgot what it's called. Um, let's move on to not Skype, Slack. Yeah, Slack. Let's move on to the light skinned duo. Light skinned duo. Light skinned Keisha and light skinned Demetra. Tia and Tamara. That was funny, Danielle. Anyway, Keisha, light skinned Keisha said, we need structure. Who needs structure? You? We're not kids. We're not kids. Who needs structure? Stacia, if you want structure, be by yourself. You can't tell a grown man what to do. Men do not like being treated like kids. I didn't see 2 kitchens. I saw 1 big kitchen. Stacia is just trying to control something. My mama said that Stacia was going to be controlling something, and I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. Right now, it's giving me control. It's giving me control. She said, "We need structure." I was immediately like, "You can't structure a grown man's life." Sorry. Oh, you saw 2 on Married at First Sight fan. Well, she has more than one house. But okay. Posted about 2 kitchens. I didn't see that. Sarah B. Sarah B said Stacia would never get a man making more money than her because she likes to wear the pants. I personally think that typically the way that it works, the person who makes twice your income is the one who wears the pants. Doesn't matter. The person who's making more money is automatically going to have more power. Am I saying it's right? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's the way it is. So I think that if she dated somebody who made more money than her, then they would wear the pants because they make more money than her. I think she would relinquish some of that control. If she dated somebody who made $1 million a year, you don't think she would relax a little bit? I do. Um Gasson, if you holler at Rihanna and Rihanna decides to date you, which she wouldn't. In fact, we don't even have to use you as an example, Gasson. Rihanna is in a relationship where she wears the pants right now. She's a billionaire. Her man is not. She wears the pants. She wears the pants. She wears the mini skirts. She wears the bralettes. Okay. She wears the jewelry. She is running shit. ASAP Rocky is not running nothing. Okay. Have you heard him say anything in the last year? No. Anyway, Stacia told light-skinned Derek that he had to take off his shoes at the door, that he had to not lay down or not come into the house and lay down with his gym clothes, but they're laying in the bed right now with their outside clothes. I think my daddy also said she got into bed with her shoes on. His bed. What's going on? Like, I thought we were taking our shoes off at the door. I thought we needed structure. What are you doing? My mama said light-skinned Lenny is not going to be able to make any of his own decisions because light-skinned Keisha will make the decisions for him. Here's one thing I wanted to say. She brought up the fact that the toilet seat was up. Can I just say something? And I really want the women who date men to give me their opinion. The toilet seat being up is not that big of a deal. If I have a partner who treats me well, who respects me, who is a great person on the inside and outside, good looking, tall, attractive, he leave the toilet seat up, babe, it's not a big deal. It's really not. I think we're trained by society to say that, to tell men to do that. If they're not gonna do it, they're not gonna do it. If they're not gonna do it, put the shit down yourself. Like, I'd much rather have you treat me nicely and forget the toilet seat. It's not a big deal. I make my husband use the guest bathroom. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Ash P said, I don't like it. I fell in more than once, but we're not getting a divorce over it. I think I've fallen in once. And I was just like, damn. And then I came out and I was like, I fell in the toilet seat. And I think my spouse was like, how? And I was like, never mind. Like, I it's not something, it's so small. Why bring it up every day? Why bring it up every day? I'm not about like skip the small shit at this point in my life. I skip over tiny shit like that, honestly. Anyway, Stacia and Nate were arguing about a $700 espresso machine that she should have purchased before she came onto this show. Why are we talking about this now? Why don't you already have one? Why is he arguing with her about whether she needs one or not when she makes $500,000 a year? Lily Flower, can we leave our hair in the drains? Lily, I don't know I don't know what ethnicity you are, but I don't know. My hair don't have a problem with the drain issue. My hair is curly. It just goes right down. I'm It just goes right down. Oh, you black? I've never pulled hair out of the drain ever. Maybe I should check on that. And I don't be washing my weave that often. Don't put me out on Front Street, Lily, by asking tough questions. Anyway, Lyric's mom says she could buy a barista to come over and make her coffee. I don't think she can afford a barista because she got to pay for their insurance. And anyway, I, I, you should already have had that coffee machine before you came on the show. Why are we talking about it? And Nate, why is he talking about whether she needs it or not? If you want it, get it. What's the next thing we're going to talk about? I felt like she wanted to argue about something that was expensive. I felt like that wasn't even a true argument. It was like a match of like who has the biggest balls kind of thing. It was a tug between who's going to have the control in the relationship is what that was. That's what that was. And I didn't like it. Um So light skinned Keisha went to Nate's apartment. I said, why is she criticizing his apartment? This is not an appraisal. This is an opportunity for her to get to know him. Why are you why are you going through his cabinets and taking out trash, empty paper towel things, and throwing it on the floor? Who's picking that up? I felt like it was rude. If I was on this show and I went to this man's apartment and I peeped that there were dirty cups and shit around, I would just say, okay. I would make that a mental note for me. It's not something I would say, what dirty cups? Okay, you had company over back in December of last year. Okay, what is this? What is this? Oh my, what is this? I'm not gonna do all of that. I'm not gonna do all of that. Not Megan's wine glass. Like, not Sasia was throwing Nate's stuff on the floor. She was going through his cabinets, looking at empty oatmeal containers. Maybe he wanted to recycle them. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe he was waiting for a recycling day, or maybe you don't know what he wanted to do with it. It doesn't matter. You know what the good news is you guys can afford a maid if you make it through this. Not a big deal. Have somebody come clean the house once a week. Somebody said, Sarah B said, why she threw his caramel popcorn on the floor like that? I'm sorry. I think Stacia. I personally think that Stacia should just really needs to watch her like rudeness. The popcorn was expired back in 2021. He probably eats out a lot. He lives by himself. He probably eats out a lot and doesn't use his glasses or anything. The oatmeal was props. Why weren't they new then, K Woo? Um so Nate makes $150,000 a year. And Stacia makes $450,000 a year. That's a total of 600,000. And Nate is still wondering if they can afford kids. Now, thank you, Nakia. The only thing I will say is sometimes men have their own goals that they would like to reach before they start to think about a family. So everybody's saying that Nate is not Gaston. Everybody's saying Nate is lying. I don't know why y'all think Nate lying. Why do y'all think Nate is lying? Let me get y'all together real quick. Let me get y'all together real quick. Last year, when I told y'all that Steve was broke, that Steve didn't have no money in his savings account, not enough to take care of a family. Okay? Y'all went to bat. Y'all went to motherfucking bat about how Steve had money. He probably got an inheritance. He probably got money in the bank. He probably got $500,000 in the bank. He probably got this. He probably got that. When I told y'all that y'all was on some white supremacy shit with that Steve didn't have no money. Steve might have had a little bit of money. He didn't have enough money to take care of a family, the family that Noy wanted. Y'all argued me down. Y'all argued me down. Now, when this man said he make about $150,000 a year, day trading, doing stocks, whatever he doing, y'all sit up here and said he lying. He gave you the amount. Steve couldn't even give y'all an amount. Steve just said, just trust me. This man just said, I make about $150,000 a year. I'm pretty good at it. You know, whatever the case is. Y'all sit up here and said he lying. I said, why do y'all think this man is lying about this? I'm not going to come to the conclusion that this man is lying about this. He said a number. That's what it is. His apartment looked decent. He lives in San Diego. His apartment looked nice and modern. He lives in San Diego. It's not cheap to live there. Here's the thing, Gaston. What's tripping me out is y'all don't want to see Nate's tax returns. Y'all only want to see Nate's tax returns. Y'all don't want it. Y'all didn't even have to see Steve's tax returns. I wanted to see Steve's tax returns. I wanted to see. And y'all said, no, Jazmyn, no, Steve got money. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. It's giving, y'all got to come out of that mindset y'all got. At least give the man the benefit of the doubt, the same courtesy that y'all gave Steve when he was lying about he could take care of a family and he only worked 33% of the year. Talk about contractors be making money. No, they don't. Not like that. You got to pay taxes and everything. No. And this man, he started his own business and it failed, like lots of businesses do. He went bankrupt, which in my opinion was a smart decision. Nate, he might be he might be light-skinned he might be light-skinned trauma, made up some light-skinned trauma, and he might not necessarily fool with black women like that. But I don't think that he would just walk around lying about his money, especially not to Stacia, because she's gonna come for the receipts. But I mean, what do I know? He could be lying. I'm just saying, give him the benefit of the doubt, the same way that y'all gave Steve the benefit of the doubt. Give him the same, give him the benefit of the doubt, the same way that y'all did Steve. Because bankruptcy just means that his credit got wiped. He started a business, it failed. He filed bankruptcy to say, hey, my business had overhead, I couldn't pay it. It got wiped off, and now he fresh. I don't understand. Ooh, I had to get y'all together. I'm sorry. I had to get y'all together. Because not y'all saying that he lying. I think that Nate is smarter based on what I've seen on the show. Nate is probably smarter than his money with Steve. Steve never even had his own business. He said he made a couple of good investments. I know about investments, honey. What, did you make a return yet? Is the money real or is it, what is it? Huh, anyway. Um the last thing I will say is Stacia was getting on my nerves because she went in on Nate. First of all, this episode, Nate didn't do nothing wrong. He was polite. He was saying, you know, I'll do better with leaving the toilet seat up. He had great communication with her. He wasn't being problematic at all. Okay. Stacia went in on Nate at the end of the towards the end of the episode saying, I need to be able to see your soul. How can I open up to you if you don't open up to me? We only have surface level conversations. Whenever I talk about my experience, I need you to talk about your experience. How can I see? I need to see your soul through. Shut your ass up, Stacia. You just want to complain. Have you ever met somebody, hey Tabitha, have you ever met somebody who just wants to complain? That's all you want to do. Complain. Exactly. Dania, he's going to share. The more comfortable you make somebody feel, the more they're going to share with you. If you don't make them comfortable to share, they're not going to share. You know how you can get him to open up, Stacia? Is by just simply opening up to him and being your honest, authentic self and saying, hey, this is what I went through. I want to share with you my experience or whatever. He is going to open up to you. He might not do it as quickly as you are. And I just want to say to Stacia, light-skinned Keisha, and everybody out here, you cannot see somebody's soul. I wrote down, if y'all could see somebody's soul, we wouldn't have as much divorce as we got. If we could see a Negro soul, honey, we would have done a lot of things differently. Baby, if you could see a soul, honey, I wouldn't have dated half the people I went on dates with. If you could see a soul, honey, where's my mama? All I'm saying is when you open up, the person that you're with is going to open up. If they want to, if you make them feel comfortable, if they want to go into these traumatic childhood memories with you. Nate said, I don't feel like I don't feel like I have anything to say about my mom's relationship because we didn't have one. Eventually, with time, if you open up and be kind and allow space for your partner to express themselves the way they want to express themselves when they're ready, they will do it. You can't be looking for nobody's soul, baby. You can't see nobody's soul. Janine said, I think Stacia let what Lindy said get in her head. I think so too, but I also think that Stacia, her expectations are up here. Her expectations are up here. And it's like, babe, do you. If you want to open up to your man, open up to him. He'll open up to you eventually. And if he doesn't, after a while, then you can say, you know what? He's not really opening up. I've shared a lot of my experiences. What are we going to do next to have you open up? But it's literally week 1. Y'all haven't even been living together a week yet. Jeez Louise. And now you're arguing with him about how he needs to open up. You're basically getting on to him about how he needs to open up. And he's just standing there looking at you like, what are we going to have for dinner? And what movie do you want to watch? Damn. What freaking do you want to watch on Netflix? Stop yelling at me about this stupid stuff. Here's the thing. I think that a lot of people who are single and want to be in relationships, because there are a lot of people who are single who don't want to be in relationships. So that's why I say it that way. People who are single and want to be in relationships, y'all don't know how to have fun. Puppy. Y'all don't know how to have fun. Damn. Like, Stacia, what are y'all going to do for fun? Relax. Sip some wine. Go on a walk. Make out on the couch. Like, do y'all not know how to enjoy somebody's company? K Wu Design says, I understood what Nate meant. He doesn't have feelings for a person he doesn't know. But she kept pushing and comparing it to her father. You got the man last name. What more do you want from me? Like, Daddy is saying, play Dungeons and Dragons. Exactly. Like, learn how to have fun with people. And if the relationship don't work out, fine. That's cool. It's not going to work out. But damn, exactly, Shanice. Take another steamy shower together. Take a bath. BAF. Honey? Talk about work. What do you love? What do you hate? Who is your boss? Like, let's, baby, do something nice. Make somebody enjoy being around you. They will open up. R. Malone. Gaston said, I think she feels like this is her last chance. It's not her last chance. She's not even that old. What is she, like 35? Let me tell y'all something. When I saw Tina Knowles get married to what's his name? I said, bitch like me gonna stay popping. Baby, when I seen Tina Knowles get married to Richard Roundtree, I said, period. It's never over for you. It's never over for you hoes, okay? You can always keep dating. Baby. All I'm saying is it's never too late. Be who you are. I'm gonna be who I are. Black Toronto said freeze those eggs. What's like anyway, that's another thing. But you know what I mean? I know she wants to have kids and stuff like that. But yeah, freeze them eggs, baby. 37, no, she better go and freeze them. She better go and freeze them. She's trying to get them eggs cracked. Anyway, those are all my notes, y'all. Did I miss anything? Any final questions? I appreciate 376 people are here. Y'all are so funny. Like this video before you log off. Oh, Richard Lawson. Oh, my bad. I thought it was Richard Roundtree, honey. Like the live. Hit the like button. I think next week we'll go back to our recorded videos. This week I'm going to be watching Ready to Love, and I'm gonna really, really, really try to get the video out on Saturday. Okay, the day after Ready to Love. I'm going to do 2 episodes at a time on Ready to Love. So a video will come out this week, and then you won't see another one for 2 weeks. My lives are always fun, Ash P. My lives be fun. But I'm really glad that so many people were able to join this live. I love and appreciate y'all so much. And keep in mind too, oh my gosh, y'all, I have to tell y'all something. I recorded the video about my experience. I'm going to be putting out, let me just tell y'all this. This is like a little exclusive. I'm going to be putting out a video about my experience giving birth in 2 parts. My experience on having preeclampsia before I gave birth. And then I'm going to be putting out a part 2 on my actual birthing experience, because I just really want to tell people what happened so I could talk to Black women specifically about my experience. Traumatic. Anyway, I recorded the first part. It just took so much energy to tell the story. And I recorded the first part, and I think I lost it. So I have to record the first part over again, and then I have to record the second part. So I'll probably do that. I don't know, maybe sometime over the next week. And let love reign. I want to give my honest experience about having a child, because I feel like a lot of people lie and sugarcoat, and I really want to tell my true experience before I forget as well, because I do feel like my memory is slipping. But I want to tell the true ass experience. I live in LA, Lyrics Mom. I want to tell my true ass experience, and it's not going to be a love story is all I'm going to say. But I do love my baby, and y'all ain't never seeing my baby. Y'all know I don't show my baby because there's too many weirdos online. If Beyonce taught me to never show your baby online, honey, keep your private life private, okay? So laugh at these jokes. Y'all ain't never gonna see my offspring. I just want y'all to know, okay? But I do love y'all for real, okay? Like Monique said, I love y'all for real, okay? And I'll see y'all later. Bye. Never.